Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm about to go live on YouTube. You can submit your music if you want to get feedback on it and take it to the next level. The link is in my bio. I'm going to leave the details here in the chat. So if you're a music producer, vocalist, mixing engineer, whatever you do in music, if you want to improve and take your track to the next level, and maybe you're a little bit stuck, then you want to come to the live stream. It's happening in 2 minutes on YouTube, and the link is in my bio. And then from there, you can submit your music. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great time. Really excited to let you know that I'm doing this live stream in 2 minutes on YouTube where you can submit your music and get feedback on it. You can ask me any questions you want in the YouTube live stream. Anything you want. We have an amazing chat, an amazing community, super talented people. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or expert, you can submit your music. It doesn't matter what level you're at, even if it's like a rough demo, just come, hang, and get some feedback on your tunes. I'll leave a pinned comment here. Submit your music. Link in bio. I'll pin that for you guys. All right, sweet. If I play some music back, will you let me know if you can hear it? Jord? Hey, buddy. That's right. If I play some music, will you let me know if you can hear it? Can you hear that? Oh, hold on. That's because I'm being an idiot and I need to do this. Okay. You need to turn your speakers off. Awesome. Oh, I'm also coming through. on the stream starting soon. So let me just jump on and everyone can hear me. That's funny, bro. That's funny.
Should I do what Tonka did and go through the YouTube, or if it works fine?
No, you won't need to do that. What's up, everybody? Right. Welcome to the YouTube stream. That is really funny that you guys can hear me even though I was on the intro stream page. Luckily, I didn't say anything that I shouldn't have. So, but you know, you get a little BTS into my life. How are you all doing? Welcome to the stream. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't, welcome. If you want to upload your music and you want feedback on it, link is in the description below. But today is a special stream because we did do a remix competition last week on Monday with one of our very, very, very talented MC Brilliant called Pyro Beats, and he was kind enough to lend his vocals with our community to do a remix. And we're going to be listening back to some of those remixes at the beginning of this session, and then we're going to resume the regular music feedback afterwards. So, here we go, George in the room with us. How are you, man?
Yeah, not bad. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Where are you tuning in from?
I'm coming in for a little village in Wiltshire in the UK.
Nice, dude. That's probably a good place to be considering how hot it is in the UK right now.
It's still really hot, man. Still really hot.
Yeah, but at least you got a bit of fresh air, right?
A little bit.
Nice, dude. So tell us a little bit about yourself and you know how long you've been working on music, what do you work with, what tool do you use, what plugins do you use? Like, give us a little bit of backstory.
So I've been producing music since I was about 14. That's when I started. I got introduced to it by my old man. He was a producer back in the day. Used to release a lot of music on smaller and indie like labels and things like that back in the day. And I make nowadays a lot more like UKG and house music. I've dabbled in a bit of like UK dubstep and things like that. What was the other question? Sorry.
Oh, I guess like maybe a bit of insight into like what you use for a studio, like what DAW you're using, you know, little things like that.
So I built a small, what do you call it, little studio in my parents' a conservatory.
Nice.
And I use a MacBook Pro with sort of external things, and I run Ableton Live.
Perfect, dude. That sounds amazing. Well, welcome to the stream, bro. Really excited to go through these remixes with you. So everyone who has remixed the Cairo track, please can you write the name of your remix in the chat so we can get those added to the queue, and then we'll get cracking with this, bro. Are you excited?
Of course. I want to see what everyone's done with it. I want to see if anyone's gone really imaginative with it, considering it was a very weird sort of French house / garage track originally.
Yeah. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited too. Okay, so let's start adding some of these to queue. I can see some already. Ganshi, add to queue. Who else? Hello. Nice. So anybody else remix the track? Yours the ones that's playing, that's cool. So we got 1, 2, 3. 3 done. Is yours a remix or is this a remix of something else? We're just playing the remixes right now, homies. We're just playing them back. This was a remix competition that we're part of. If you're in the WhatsApp group, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's get cracking with these. Okay, this is the Fired Up Deepak.
Reason to get all fired up. You give me that feeling when I'm all tied up. Got us up all night, up all night, up all night. I don't need a reason to get all fired up. You give me that feeling when I'm all tied up. Got us up all night, up all night, up all night.
Sorry, there was a problem with the Chrome audio. You know what it is, guys? Is that it's been so quiet recently that it has been like really cranked, and I just saw what's wrong. It's just been blasting into the red. So let's just play that back from the beginning. Sorry,
I
guys.
wondered what it felt like.
I don't need a reason to get all fired up. You give me that feeling when I'm all tied up. Got us up all night, up all night, up all night. I don't need a reason to get all fired up. You give me that feeling when I'm all tied up. Got us up all night, up all night, up all night.
Okay, now that it's not crazy distorted and we actually managed to have a good listen, what do you think, George?
I don't know if it's because of my. I might have been. I felt like it lagged a bit, but I think that might be because of me, and then it kind of jumped a little bit. But I did get what I heard from it. I thought it was really really sick. Yeah, it was a really cool idea. I like the idea of the sort of the kind of like arpeggiated piano. Felt like.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of felt kind of big roomy at the same time, like old school big room, but mixed with like Afro house. I thought it was really sick. Yeah, really sick.
Yeah, I thought it was like a really interesting take on that. Like I would never have imagined it like having such like a Latin, I don't even know what that style is called, right? It's like salsa, right? It's like a salsa mix of the record. I
Mm,
mean, there's definitely like an old school feel to it, but I think it's done like very tastefully. I thought the sounds were good.
yeah,
Um, like everything was pretty clear. I thought the mix was well balanced as well. One of the people in the chat said it lacked sidechain and groove. I think definitely wouldn't hurt to have a bit more sidechain.
yeah,
I did feel like some of the parts followed each other, like a little too much. Like there was a bit too much overlap. It would have been nice to have some call and response or some definition between some of the parts, but like that's something that could be worked into it. Otherwise, I think like it's really, really solid.
yeah. I agree. It was a really it's in a mix terms wise. I thought it was a very very solid mix
Mm,
and very unique take on what the original was. To be fair. So yeah,
yeah, and yeah, it came down from 138 to 125, and not too many artifacts in that either, actually. So yeah, well done.
no, and you didn't feel like they had been brought down
Didn't feel
by that as well.
unnatural, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have anyone else who's uploaded their remix so I can just get that in the? Oh, here we go. Matt Holden has as well, so let me add that to the queue. Okay, nice. Nice. Yeah, sorry about the distorted track, guys. I had no idea because I've just kept the same Chrome settings for every stream, so it must be something to do with the fact that I'm sharing my screen now with Jord via like a slightly different routing, and that's creating this that created that issue. So I apologize. I hope you guys are all still alive and breathing. We've had quite a few technical issues at the beginning of live streams recently, and I feel like it's I don't know why. It's one of those things. It happens. Okay, let's get the next remix fired up. No pun intended. This is the Genji remix. Very, 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 very cool, George. Why don't you kick this off?
Honestly, I thought it's a really, really cool idea. I couldn't tell if it was between Tech House or Speed Garage at one point because it felt very, very between the two. The drums were like phenomenal, crisp, felt really, really good. I loved the bass line. I felt like it was really strong. The only thing that I probably would have said was I felt like the bass sort of the bass line felt like it was going on a bit too long, and I didn't really know where the drop kind of was. I didn't feel like where the drop was coming. It just kind of just went like that straight away. It was like that's just is that sort of the whole thing? But I'd say overall it's a really cool idea. Like it's again drums are nice, it's sick.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think like all the elements are sick. I just don't agree with the arrangement. Like I think the drums are tight. I love the bass sound. There are these really like magical moments in the vocal. I think like the thing that I don't know about you, Joe, but when I hear a remix, what I'm really looking for is like a creative use of the original vocal rather than just the vocal being applied to an instrumental. Do you know what I mean? And I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
there was more opportunity in this track to chop that vocal up and do something a bit more interesting with it. But it just feels like the whole thing has been taken, which I'm not saying that that doesn't work, but it's nice to see or to hear, I should say, producers flex a little bit, and like be like, oh yeah, look what I did. Like, you didn't think of this. Let me show you what you could have done with your own vocal. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's always very exciting.
I completely agree with you. Yeah, completely agree. I just felt like I said, it felt like it was going on for a long period between whereas it first comes in and then it sort of came out. But I feel like the breakdown felt too short. Sorry, the breakdown felt too short, and I felt like you could have tried to rebuild us back into uh, the drop. Like feel like that's where the drop is. I felt like maybe you could have done a pause before, maybe tease the vocal again, to then drop with just the bass line maybe, and maybe add some creative elements such as like a really like a siren or
Yeah.
some lasers if that's what you're going for, that sort of tech house vibe. But
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Just, I think there was a moment in that breakdown for things to get a bit more like spacey and
yeah,
ethereal and like a cool like polyrhythmic arp to come in. Like, they just could have been like, there's so much journey potential in this kind of record, and so I think it's just about like leaning into that a little bit. So again, my main gripe with the record is the way it drops is like the introduction is so sick. All I kind of want to hear on the drop is just a heavier version of the introduction, and I feel like it's just a little overcomplicated. This is giving me like Hot Since 82 vibes, you know what I mean? Like all it needs to be is that rhythm with that bass with just a like a boom 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 boom, like a subby like kind of tuned 808 thing underneath, and that's the record for me. Like, that's what I would have done. Kept it really simple because this is already so strong. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. From you just saying Hot Since 82,
yeah.
maybe remind me of that groove at the beginning. Really does sound like Benediction. And it's like maybe you could have gone more of that route, and then maybe if you could have really, really strung it out, and maybe brought in some sort of chord stabs in to then build up to the drop, and then just to carry on with that nice little
that groove.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
with the nice drums, with the nice drums.
Ba-ba-na-na. It's such a great groove. But what happens is like the first drop comes in, the bass line changes, the full vocal comes in. It's like whoa, 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 whoa.
It's too much
Like
going
too
on.
much information. Like it's way too overwhelming. And you've come from something so cool. And I get it. Like sometimes we listen to our tracks and we listen to them over and over again, and we think they sound boring. And so we have to do like all this stuff to them to make them sound interesting. But bro, you have something super cool here. That is the drop. For me, that is the drop. Like you could even just hold on to that bit and just make that drop. But this is just too much. That da na 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 is actually like what the bass should do in the breakdown, but the drop should just be little call and response with that, and then that's it. But the rest with the sustained bass, it also just gets repetitive and kind of in a way like a little exhausting, you know, like a little like fatiguing. I think it's because it's so sustained all the way through. Where that space that you created in the intro is amazing. So I think you need to just go back to the drawing board and restructure it. And you honestly, dude, you got yourself a banger. But yeah, that's what I would say. Next track.
I think you should
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
keep a hold of that. Sorry, yeah. I think you should genuinely keep a hold of that first bass rhythm.
Yeah.
And maybe take that away and come up with something around that. Use like what Fabio said by using a Hot Since '92 record, Hot Since '82 record as your reference,
Yeah.
and then go from there. Because that's sick.
For sure, man. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next track. This is Fired Up by Halala Man.
I don't need a reason to get all fired up. You give me that feeling when I'm all tied up. Got us up all night, up all night, up all night.
Wow, this is kind of fire, yo. Go ahead, Jordan. It's your track, man. So you get first picks.
Okay. Well, do you know what, Halal? I did not expect you to do. Didn't expect to win a two-step garage record. I'll tell you that. But I love the melodic sort of plug synth. I love the use of the vocal where you've got felt like it was a very reverb swell of the. The drums are sick. I know Fabio. Oh, I saw Fabio in the comments there about the second drop. I wasn't too fussed about that staying the same. I just felt like maybe you could have opened up. Maybe you could opened up that synth maybe to create more of that sort of very spacious sort of. It felt very. Maybe Fabio knows who I'm talking about, but it felt very bicep. I'd go very bicep vibes, and at the same time, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that. That was a great listen. Great listen.
I really liked it. I think like everything's there. There's just some little things, man. Just some tiny things. Okay, the first thing is your bass is in stereo, so it's getting this phasing going on, and it's not like the sub isn't a consistent note. And I think that like needs to be that in order to hold the low end, right? You know, you can have it like warble a little bit, but you can't have it move from side to side. So that's one of the first things I would fix. The other thing is like just before the drop, it's nice to create a bit of impact. So like make everything wet or put it through a filter. I love like End of Smile by Dada Life or things like this, but there's just like a moment before the drop where you could just create a little bit more contrast. The drop just kind of comes in rather than like blasts in, you know? So let's have a listen to what I'm talking about. Like I would take everything out and just have the "oh fired up" drop, you know, like rather than having all the stuff there. Really nice. And then just a little bit more reverb on something. Like there's just something, either you could put reverb on the hats or the vocals, but just to give it a bit more space in the drop, like to give it a bit more of like an not space, a bit more ambience is what I would say. What have I written here? I love the arps. I do actually really love the arps. I think they sound wicked. Yeah, things could sidechain to the kick a little bit more. I think you could overdo that and get away with it because it would just add a bunch of pump to the record. Like especially here, you've got those pads, you've got the sustained parts of the record. Like if those were pumping to the kick, it would just add a bunch more like movement and stop this part feeling like, you know, less dynamic. And then again here, again, you just need and then in with the drop, you know. So just like create a little tension, and it will just make it more exciting. And then on the second drop, you could just add a shaker just to add a little bit more high end movement. Just a really tight shaker, but yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well done, man. Really, really well done. Oh, and a lot of people are really liking this, so let's add it to the playlist. Okay. The playlist is, where is it? Oh, we need a July playlist.
Maybe I should have wrote some notes as I went. Maybe I should have done notes.
That's all good, brother. That's all good. Don't worry about it. Noise. What did I call the last playlist? Let's just call it Noise July Top Picks playlist. Let's just call it Top Picks. Let's put like a cocktail because it is the summer. There we go. Sweet. I'll have to put an image later, but we'll get to that. So, okay, next track we've got Matthew Holden's remix. Let's go.
I don't need a reason to get all fired up. You give me that feeling when I'm all tied up. Got us up all night, up all night, up all night. I don't need a reason to get all fired up. You give me that feeling when I'm all tied up. Got us up all night, up all night, up all night. Baby, right up.
Sheesh. Go ahead, Jordan.
Wow. Wow. All I can say is kind of wow. To be fair, I never would have thought one of my tracks would be turned into D&B. To be honest, Matt, that's filthy, mate. Absolute filthy. I'm not a massive fan of D&B. I'm like a really sort of it's not my cup of tea. I thought it was. I mean, to be fair, Matt, the mix is spot on. The only thing I didn't like is the arpeggiator and the final drop, and I felt like maybe you could have like switched it up into like halftime on one section, just because I'm a big dubstep fan. That I'd prefer a switch up. But overall, Matt, that's outstanding work, mate. Outstanding.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I like the flip. I think it's very creative. It's a lot of fun. I love like jump up D&B. So for me, like this just like really transported me back to like when I was 19 in Fabric. Like just had enough money to get in, but that would just be about it. The rest would be like tap water for the rest of the night, and we'd just be having the time of our lives. Let me just come back to this. So I think like just like one of the other remixes that we had, I think there's just too much going on too soon. And I wrote here, I feel like the track should start from here, but with no drums. And none of the bass stuff. Like I love all this like ethereal elements that you've added. I think they sound great. And it's really like that beginning is really setting the scene. Yeah, I didn't just used to go to Fabric. Hello, I used to have a Fabric membership. I used to pay monthly for a Fabric membership to skip the queue. I was obsessed. I think like you've got that nice pad, that like vocal breath pad in this like Lydian scale. And I wonder, it's like, and it's kind of evil. And I think you could just play into that a little bit more. So like, I think all the parts are there, Matthew. I think you've got like everything that you need, but it's just a question of arrangement. Just to take, and I know you're really good at this because I've heard it in your other tracks, but just to take the listener on a bit more of a journey. I think they're kind of thrown into the chaos, but I think you just got to let them end up there gradually over time. So, um, 'cause when it gets to this stuff, it's amazing. Needs a bit more sub, just a bit more air down there. Yeah, you want to be like, I remember, so Fabric opened a sister club called Matter, which used to be in the O2 in London, and the subs were so well tuned in that room that you could see like the hairs on your arms, if you have hair on your arms, of course I have quite a lot. You could see them moving, and I feel like that's the kind of sub that I want from this record. I know I'm going to be in the club, and they won't even have to turn the air conditioning on because the sub will be blowing so much air. And I wonder if with the sub you could, because you know you've got that sound that's and it like pitches down a bit. I wonder if the sub could actually follow that, where it's like, you know, like do something like that, like something creative with it. It's really cool though. Really, really like this. And I agree with Jord. Just in that last section, you've got this other arp that you add, but honestly, man, you could come back to these ethereal sounds here. It's really nice. You go from like the minor down to the major, and it sounds really, really cool, and it just creates this like epicness to it. So use that as like your foundation, and then I would build around that a little bit, and then I know you'll whip together like another arrangement in like 2 seconds. But it's really, dude, it's an amazing track. I just think like there's so much potential, and I just want to see it extracted in all the right ways. Jordan, any
I
final notes?
completely agree. I completely agree. I mean, I would have liked more of a breakdown.
Yeah.
In my opinion, after you've come out of the original, the first half of your wobs and your absolute filthiness, to then do something unique to build back up into even a different, more unique style from the wobs in the second drop to make it more interesting, keep the listener more engaged. But again, I don't really have many criticisms towards it. It's just I'm just not a big fan of DMB. That's just me. Nothing against you, Matt.
But you
Nothing
make like
against you at all.
UKG, it's not that far off, bro. You're
Oh,
just
it's
like
too.
you're just like 40
It
BPM
is.
slower.
Fabio, I promise there is a difference. There
No,
is a big
I know
difference.
there obviously is, bro. I know there obviously is. That's me like
Um,
saying like a hip hop record that sampled like Mozart ain't that different from classical music, but obviously no, I know I'm just messing.
no.
All right, guys. Well, listen, these submissions have been awesome. I really appreciate you taking part in this, and we're gonna do more of these remix competitions. So if you want to try and be a part of this in the future, the main thing to do is to join the WhatsApp group. I'm gonna keep everyone updated in the WhatsApp group on any future remix competitions. There will be stems with original vocals coming through. No more splice vocals. Let's start sharing our vocals with one another by doing these remix competitions in the Noise WhatsApp channel. If you haven't joined, then you absolutely should. It's one of the best places to be. It's a lot of fun. We've got a great community. A lot of people always sharing tips and tricks, discussing things like marketing or how to release music or free plugins that are coming out. It's just buzzing. And also, we've got different channels in the WhatsApp group, like one for promoting music, one if you just want to hang out and ask questions. And then I'll also update you on every single live stream and anything else that's happening from Noise London or Boombox. And on the note of Boombox, this is the platform that we are using for the live streams. But it's so much more than that. And it's something that I've been working on for the past 3 years. So I just want to play you guys a really quick video to show you all the features that you get when you sign up to this awesome platform. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform for music. Welcome back, everybody. So, George, do you just want to fill everybody in on what's going to happen with the winner of the remix competition?
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'm going to listen to these back because I had a bit of audio issues myself, so I can have a proper listen to them. But I'm going to show them to Liv, the singer. We're going to pick a winner. I can let Fabio let everyone know, or I can let everyone know myself in the WhatsApp chat. The winner gets a release with myself on my label Riverside Records, which hopefully will give everyone some nice exposure. But yeah, I mean, again, thanks everyone to doing a remix of it. These were absolute sick. It was cool experience, such a cool experience. But yeah, there will be my original one will be released on the 11th of July on Riverside Records, and I will show the winner to the label, and they will release it alongside it.
Sick, man. Well, thank you so much for, giving everyone in the community this opportunity. It's such a great record, and it's so cool for everyone to be able to work with original vocals. I feel like that's such a luxury these days. Like I said before, we all end up working with the same thing. So thanks so much. And, once that's all ready, like, let us know. We'll also do a post on Boombox and spread the word. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you so much for submitting your remixes. They were sick. Every single remix was amazing. At the end of the day, just want to share a bit of feedback. It's entirely subjective, not necessarily the right thing. I just want the best for everyone, and you guys are absolutely killing it. So thank you for participating. And now we're going to get back to regular programming. Thank you for joining, George.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Peace. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So we are going to go back to the regular live stream where we give feedback on your tracks, which is really, really exciting. So if you want feedback on your tracks, we do start with the verified members. And if you want a guaranteed feedback during the stream, then all you have to do is upgrade with the link that I just dropped in the chat. And you're also going to get access to all of those features that I just showed you in that short video. So the way it works, guys, is when you sign up and then you upgrade your account, think of it as buying me a cup of coffee, except you only have to buy me a cup of coffee once per month, and you can come to every single live stream. That's 8 live streams a month, 8 chances to improve your music and make it better and better and better, so you can release it into the world and give it its best chance. So if you want feedback on your track, all you have to do is upgrade your account. And it is a yearly subscription, but guys, the reason it's a yearly subscription is because I don't want people who are just going to be here for a month. I'm trying to build a community of people who are serious about their music. They do this because they love it. They can't live or breathe without it, and they want to get better and better and better. And that is the kind of relationships that I'm trying to build with you. So big thank you to everyone who has upgraded their accounts. Really, really, really means the world. It means you support, that's you guys supporting these streams and allowing them to happen week over week. Okay, so we are going to start with Emily King here on a pro account. As you can see, she's got a gold tier. She's in the top tier. And then I'm going to go to silver tier next. So we're going to add calibrated here. And what else? Who else we got? We got Tao. Thank you for upgrading, Tao. Really appreciate it. We're going to start with these 3 tracks. Let's hear it. This is Emily King, ARP Key Update. Really cool track, Emily. Thank you so much for submitting. I think you've got some amazing parts here. Honestly, for me, it's just like a question of like having a good mix, because I think all the elements are there. They sound good. The sound design is great. Like, generally speaking, like it's a wicked track. I like the arrangement. You know, you come in pretty hot, but I guess it's a radio edit. It's 3 minutes 20, so that makes sense. It's just some levels need to come up, some things need to be cleared up. So for a start, these vocals here, and everyone in the community picked up on that. Just don't be scared to bring those up, make them loud. Do you know what I mean? Like, bring them forward. Like, at the end of the day, that's the part that is going to be probably the most memorable, are the vocals, and people want to hear what the vocalist is saying. Even cooler that these are your own vocals. So I know that sometimes when you record your own vocals, I mean, I don't know if you feel this way, but I have in the past. I feel a little bit self-conscious about it, but don't bring them up. They sound wicked. There's nothing like, if you are feeling self-conscious about them, not saying that you are, but just if you are, don't worry about it, because they sound wicked, and bring them forward. And then the rest, I think it just needs like it just needs a good mix, Emily. I think all the elements are really cool. I think that the sound design is very well thought through. I like the layers as well. They're just kind of a bit too blended together, you know, like everything needs a bit more of its own space. So that would be my recommendation. But really thank you for submitting that. That was wicked. All right, next we've got Shadow of the Day by Calibrated.
Close both locks below the window. I close both blinds and turn away.
Really cool, man. Dude, I think it's great. I love the vocal. I like how you turn it into a dance record. My only thing is like, you've got this really, you got something really cool going on here. And I feel, for me, it feels a bit too close to the original, you know? Like, I wonder, like, could you take that vocal and rip it out? Like, by the way, guys, you know, in Boombox, we have directly when you upload a track, right? We have split into stems. So you can split whatever track, like whatever original, you can take the original Linkin Park track, split it into stems, and just take the vocal. You could do this all from Boombox. So you don't even need to go anywhere else. That's what makes Boombox so good. Like, we've designed this all in one platform where you can do all the things you need to do: share the files, store the files, play them back, give timestamp feedback, and even split into stems. And we just added AI mastering. Now, right now it's in the AI tools, but on Monday it's going to be added into here. So with some of your tracks, if they're too quiet during the stream, I'm going to show you that we can just master them on the spot and make them louder and bring them up to where they need to be. Yeah, it's just not like, I know what you're capable of, bro. I know how good a producer you are. And I feel like this is kind of, and please don't take this the wrong way. I mean this like in a nice way, but this is like the bare minimum. Like, yeah, you've made it into a dance track, but I know how creative you are. So let's like use some of that. Take the vocal, change the chord progression maybe a little bit. You know, don't use the whole thing, use sections of it and create more tension. That will allow areas of the track to kind of like shine through, like especially this one. But the rest of it is just, it's just a kick and a bit of side change, you know what I mean? Like, I know what you're capable of, bro, so lean into that, lean into that. All right, next we've got Tal ID.
can't think of any way in which we could answer the question because we would have to have a class of all classes. When you ask the question, what? It's like saying, is you is or is you ain't? Is you animal? Is you vegetable? Is you mineral? Are you a Republican or a Democrat? Are you male or female? Are you a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu or what have you? We classify. Whereas you are your form. You're what you're doing. Now you think, for some strange reason, I must make that go on as long as possible. And therefore, with the quest for stuff, and they gave us the description of the universe. And people ask, what's the weather? Surely there mustn't be an answer to that.
It's really cool, man. I mean,
All
I
stuff.
get, like I get that with Afro House you have to like take people on this journey and build all the way up. And I know that like I know that I know that you want to take them to this point where you then reveal these uber cool sounds. My question is like, can you reveal some of these cooler sounds earlier? Like, yes, you do want to build people into this progression and lead them towards the end of the track, and it's this like slow evolution of the sounds to get there. But I actually think that one of the things that kind of music do so well is that they actually introduce some of those elements earlier on, and they let people know like, hey, this is going to come later. They give them a little like sprinkle of it, and then you're like, oh cool. Do you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, there might be something happening. I feel like I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but I feel like it's a shame to get people to wait 5 minutes until they have to hear these awesome sounds. So I really like it. I think the track is really cool, man. The other thing I would say is like, Tal, you're making Afro House, and that's awesome. And I love that you've managed to really, like, really nail the genre, but it is time for you to put your identity onto this now. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is sick, but this also could be someone else's Afro House track. It needs to be a Tal Afro House track. What makes it a Tal Afro House track? What is that synth sound that Tal uses in every single one of his tracks? What is that drum that Tal uses in every single one of his tracks, right? We know that like early on with kind of music, they would always use the whoop, whoop. They would always use that sound, and you knew that was a kind of music track because of that sound that was just like synonymous across all their tracks. So that's cool. Like, guys, if you want to recreate a genre, right, do that. Make that genre, but also make an effort to make it your own. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like everyone else's, right? And this is by no means discrediting your production talent, bro, and your skills, because you are clearly a very, very good producer. I'm now asking you to dig a little deeper and be like, okay, how do we make this every time I play one of your tracks, or 9 times out of 10, I know it's a Tal track. Because otherwise, it just could be, you know what I mean? It just could be another Afro House track. And I know you got the talent to do it. So figure out what that is and lean into it. And let me know if you guys agree in the comments. All right, guys, we are at the end of the queue. So as you'll see here, certain people, they've got this little star by this name, and that means that they get a guaranteed play during the stream. We've got gold, we've got silver, and we've got bronze, which are the different tiers on Boombox. Now, if you upgrade your track, you will get a play on the stream, and you will also get access to all of these amazing features which I've been building over the past few years, really for myself, but also to share with everyone else to make your lives easier, save you money, and help you be more organized. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform. Welcome back, everybody. So if you want your track played on the stream, then all you have to do is go to the link in the description below or go to the link in the chat, and think of it like this. Once you upgrade your account, it's like buying me a coffee once a month. You can come to 8 streams per month and submit your music every single live stream. Plus, we have an amazing WhatsApp group. So in between the streams, we also have an incredible community of super talented music producers. There's 240 people in there. I think there's more than that now, all helping each other and giving each other feedback. So if you upgrade your account, you get your track played during the stream, you get detailed feedback, and you can keep coming back week over week until you're like, you know what, I'm ready. And then even when you're ready, you can keep coming back, and we'll help you take your track to the next level. Not just me, but everyone else chiming in the chat. So thank you to everyone who has upgraded. You are the ones who make these streams possible. I really, 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 really appreciate you. I want to keep these streams going for as long as I can. So if you upgrade your account, these are things that I can do. I want to build these into real life streams, by the way, like in real life. You know, Boombox is not just an online an online community. I want to build it into a physical one at some point. So if you guys support me by upgrading your account to Boombox, upgrading your Boombox account, then I'm going to do everything I can in my power to keep growing this and making it more and more and more special. All right, I've got some new tracks in the queue. Let's go. Let's start with Peeps, Orion. track here, peeps. Yeah, digging this, man. I think it's got. I like the progressive vibe. I'm not like a huge fan of progressive house, but I see how this is like of that genre, and yeah, it's like really enjoyable. I think man, I think it's like really close. There's just a few things. Okay, so first of all, let's just go here. I think just that sub alone is just too little. So what I would do here is just that I would put like a vocal in. I mean, just it's gagging for a vocal. I'm not gonna lie. A good female vocal would go a long way. And if you're looking for places where you could get a female vocal, I would try Fiverr, to be honest. Go on Fiverr and see if there's someone who kind of matches your vibe. Get them to write a vocal, give them some ideas, some pointers. They usually need a little bit of direction. And then get them to record it. And then if you don't like the tone of their vocal, but maybe you like the melody and you like the lyrics, you can always put it through 11 Labs, like an AI vocal cloner, and then mess around with different tones, like different vocal tones. So that would be really cool. What else? I felt like everything in the drop was really nice, but it was just a bit flat for me. Like I was waiting for the cutoff to open on a synthesizer. Like all the synths that are in there, they don't really feel like they ever change from the state that they enter the record. So could they automate? Could they have more delay or more reverb, or could the cutoff open, or could there be like a bit of distortion added to one of them? You know, like just pushing and pulling a little bit. Like even that, it just it's in there, and then it doesn't really do anything. What if it was you know what I mean? Like it's opening and closing the filter. It just lacks movement, you know. And progressive music, because it is more repetitive and melodic in nature, it needs to kind of feel dynamic. Like the tension needs to push and pull throughout the record just to keep it rolling, man. And then yeah, halfway through here, I think it gets a little repetitive. There could be a vocal. And yeah, and then just what I said about the automation. Otherwise, really, really, really cool track, man. Like, just needs those little bits. Okay, next is Dizette, Our World.
This is our world. is our world. This is our world.
Yes, amazing track. Does that really great work, man. I mean, every track you make is just phenomenal, dude. And really, the changes are minor. They're just these little nuggets here and there that I think will make a world of difference. So one thing I noticed in the introduction is this intentional. Before I comment on this, I want to know if it's intentional. But I can only hear the click on the kick on the first and the third beat. So I don't know if that's intentional, but like, yeah, you can only hear the click on the first and the third beat. And I don't know if this because it's interfering with the synth that you have that has a lot of attack. And therefore you've got like when we mix, we think about mixing with frequencies, right? But sometimes we don't think about mixing with transients. So if everything is ta 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 ta, if you've got two sounds, the lead synth is doing ta 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 on the front of that dan 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 dan, but the kick is also doing t t t. They're both doing the t transient sound, right? And unfortunately, when there's overlap, then either they're going to cancel out or they're going to become too loud. So you need to decide like what's going to have the transients. You're going to take a little bit of transient off of the lead synth, so you get the click coming through in the kick. Yeah, I'll share the WhatsApp group right now. Sorry, one sec. Here you go. Boom. Yeah, because they're just fighting a little bit there. But I mean, I do like the sound selection is awesome. So just a question of like balancing this out. I wonder if there could be less click in the kick, just in general. This section here. This lead synth here, the cutoff stays open the whole time. And I think you could like have it open in the beginning, but then just filter it again, and then maybe open it up again, but it stays open all the way for like a long time. And I think it's like the energy is too high for too long. You could just bring that down a little bit, and then bring it back up. So again, just a little bit more movement in the track, creating tension, pushing and pulling. And then the kick here. I wonder if you could start rolling off some of the high frequencies from the kick to match the soft chords coming in, so they kind of blend over the top one another, because those are then the two most dominant elements there. Bam 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 bam. I want more delay. Dun, 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 dun. Bam 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 bam. More delay on those, man. I think it's nice. Like lean into that, and on that delay, put some pitch modulation, so it's kind of wonky, you know, like da 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 da. Make just a tiny bit. I'm exaggerating it. I think that would be really nice, and it would just add just a bit more emotion, a bit more of that kind of, there's a bit of a sadness to them, right? I was thinking here, I mean, it probably wouldn't sound that good, but what it would sound like if there was actually an amen break, like like if it was just kind of quiet in the mix, but like an amen break in there could be cool, and again add to that. You know, I just think like you've got this awesome vocal, but I would like to hear like something leading to that vocal that makes sense, like someone talking. So can you get a vocal of someone talking about what you say about our world? You know, like what could you do with that message? What could you do that makes that message deeper and more emotional, and put it over the top, like we're lost in this da 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 da. Like, will we ever make it to the end? This is just the beginning of our journey. Blah 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 blah. Whatever, right? You could record it all yourself and then put it through an AI thing, and it would sound dope. So I think like you have the opportunity here to tell a bit of a story. So don't hold back on that. Tell a bit of a story, express yourself, and I think it's just going to make it a more. It's going to drive the track a little bit more emotionally from a place of authenticity. And then I just want to say this. I don't think you need to do that. You've got these other parts coming through. You could not do the repeat of the chord, like of the chord. I don't. It's a bit corny.
This is our world.
Okay, you know you got that silence there. You have a little bit of tail of reverb coming from something. Just cut it out. Just have silence, like complete silence. I absolutely love that you did that, but just take the tail out of whatever that impact is. But yeah, it's sick. Amazing. All right, next track. This is Uno by Monsieur Ash. Monsieur Ash, didn't you submit this last time for the stream? The same track, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you straight up, man. This is cool. I think you've got some awesome like 80s inspired elements in here. But the sample selection on the drums is basically everything is really distorted, which kind of makes nothing distorted. Do you know what I mean? Because now it's just this blend of distorted sounds. Whereas, hear me out. If you have some distorted sounds and some less distorted, they don't have to be clean necessarily, but you can create some contrast between the elements. And then you get this kind of separation. You don't want too much, of course, because you want the track to glue together, but you can get a bit of separation. And by getting that separation or creating that separation, you will create like a bigger soundscape in the track, and it will just be more pleasant in general to listen to. So some things to think about. Yeah. That's what I think, man. That's what you got to do. All right, next we've got Yov and Ashi, Mama Africa. don't have feedback. But bro, I don't have feedback. Release it. It's great. And it's going on the playlist. Guys, so for those of you who are new to the stream, I have a top picks playlist. Now you can get added to that if the community votes. 4 PLs means you're on the playlist. If you want to go back and listen to the playlist, let me share a link with you right now. Hold tight. Oh no, yeah. I'll share a link with you for the WhatsApp group where I will share the playlist at the end of the stream. Plus, it's like the best WhatsApp group in the world if you're a music producer, so you might as well join. Just saying. Yov, you got a banger, bro. Release it. It's great. It's full of, the journey's great, the mix is great, the vocals are amazing. I like it. It's great. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? There's no changes to be made. This song just needs to be released at this point. I hope you're happy with it because I feel like everyone else is. Yeah, no feedback is a feedback. I agree. Well done, bro. A really, really, really good job. Okay, we've come to the end of the queue. Guys, so remember, if you want your track played on the stream, you got to upgrade your account. Okay, so I've left a link in the chat. And if you upgrade your account, you don't just get your track played on the stream, you also get access to all of these amazing features which I've been building specifically for you guys, for people like us, music producers, audio engineers, and musicians, so you can do all of these things in one place. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox. Welcome back, everybody. So, if you wanna, get me a cup of coffee once a month in exchange for feedback and for being part of the most amazing music community in the world, well, then you can. All you have to do is upgrade your account, and this is also going to give you access to track priority during the stream. Link is in the bio down here, or it's in the chat, so you can click on that. The reason why I only do yearly subscriptions with this is because I'm trying to build a community of music producers who are serious, who are gonna take this seriously. I don't want people who are just dipping in and out like, oh, let me just see what's up. No, I think you guys can see what's up. I give in-depth feedback on records twice a week, every single week, and hopefully I'm gonna do this for the rest of time. Okay. Let's load up some new tracks. So we've got Miko House. Which one do you want, Miko? Heaven? I guess I'll do the latest one. We've got Me New Mix by Dust. Amazing. Project X. Let me just get some of these bad boys in the queue. Crash 2. Desire. We do have a few that I've missed out. Let's go. Okay. This is Miko House, Heaven Pre-Master. like this a lot. It's quite interesting. I feel like the sounds are quite. There's like kind of like an old school flavor to the sounds, but because they're like in a modern realm, they sound like cleaner. So there's something like quite like 2000s about it, but it's dope. Like it's dope. I actually think the mix is good too. I like the structure as well. Three Lungs remix. Yeah, that is what I'm looking for, bro. But oh, there it is. Crash, crash, crash. Here we go. Thank you. But yeah, dude, I don't actually have much feedback. I actually think this is really cool. Like, I think it's great. I would have liked to hear a little bit more of a breakdown at some point, but other than that, like, I like the mix, I like the sound selection. I think it's kind of fun, deep housey. It's you add the right elements at the right time, and yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, next we've got Me, New Mix by Dust. really, really cool track. A lot of amazing elements. I think overall it's wicked. Like, I think the sounds are dope. I think the mix is pretty good too. I just feel like there are parts that are overly complicated and parts which are like not complicated enough or too simple. So this LFO sound here, for example, it kind of happens, but then we never hear it again, and it just feels a bit random. Like, I don't think you need it. I think it's like there for the sake of it being there. I think you could get rid of it. Okay, and then the vocal comes in here. I think you could split the vocal up. So it could be, I know, no, 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 nothing for you. And then synth, call and response with a synth. So you have this cool synth. Where is it? Again, I know, no, 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 nothing for you. And then synth. Da dan da da dan da dan da da da. I know we're doing the thing for you. Da dan da dum bum ba bum ba da. You're missing a trick there, bro. Like, you've got like the perfect vocal and the perfect synth. All you need to do is make the vocal less frequent, double time it, so spread it across. If it's at on 8 bars now, spread it across 16 bars. Leave some space in between, and then put that synth in between. Do you see what I mean? Like, ba bum ba da bum ba bum ba da bum. Ba bum ba da bum ba bum ba dum bum. And then you're gonna create more tension and more excitement throughout the track. Because right now you've got vocal, synth, drop. Like, none of the parts like are weaving into one another, you know? And then this part comes in, which is cool, but I don't know what it's got to do with the rest of the track. It's like got loads of like great elements, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just there's a lot of sounds here, and you need to kind of pick the ones that you wanna. There's too much going on here. The vocal delay is too messy. It's very overwhelming. And this is the best part, because you actually have some call and response here. Where is it? You have it like intermittently, like boom. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. And then some of the loops are out of time, dude. Like, I can hear this loop is out of time, and it's losing. I don't know why it's out of time, but it's completely out of time, and it loses all the tension. Like, I can hear the snare roll against the hats. They're out of time. And then on the last drop, there's just way too much, bro. It's overwhelming. You don't need that much. You've got some amazing parts before. You just need to repeat them with the bass line. So don't this is overcomplicated. This is you know what I mean? This is overcomplicated, and then this section here is too simple. And if you could switch that up, just call and response, guys. Call and response is what separates the bros from the pros, okay? If you can create call and response between your parts, god damn it. That's what make a track sounds good, because you are creating tension. So work into that. All right, man. Thank you for submitting that. It was a wicked track. Okay, next we've got Project X by Jay Franks.
Tell me how you wanna ride inside. X amount of vibe. X amount of vibe beside the ride. X amount of vibe beside the ride. amount to X amount of vibe. X amount of vibe beside the vibe. X amount of vibe beside.
Jay Franks, I know you haven't been to the stream in a long time, and I love that you come back in, and this is what you deliver. This is fuego, bro. This is fuego. It's got so much identity. It's got so much bounce. It's enjoyable to listen to. The structure's great. There was just like one thing, bro. There was one thing. I just wanted a moment here, okay? There's just one thing. It's like, but you still have the bass line going behind it. Just have the, just like take it and then maybe split it and bring it down an octave all of a sudden. Just that sound without the boom, boom, boom behind it, just to give it like a bit of like a moment, you know what I mean? And then drop again. Very, very, very sick. Very sick. A little bit, also needs a little bit more from the kick, but that's it, bro. Banger. Next, we've got Crash by Aka, sorry. Why do we only get 1 minute and 38 of that? Yes, is my feedback. Just yes. So, but also no, because I want more. Give me more. I need more. I love the cliffhanger though. That's kind of smart. You left me wanting more. I don't know if that was intentional, but I feel like the community also wants more. No news is good news, bro. That was great. A lot of attitude, a lot of energy, a lot of like, my face is just so screwed up. Yeah, gonna get wrinkles much sooner than expected. Love that, bro. All right, next we've got Desire, Legacy FM.
first JDM, most beautiful thing that I've ever seen. Blonde bombshell in my slam S13, cherry red lipstick, dressed to kill. Pedal to the metal, she needs the thrill. Searching for a spark to start the fire. She will have her heart's desire. She will have her heart's desire. She's been driving like it's 1985. Yeah, she's a hot little number with screen on.
It doesn't need to be to many of these streams. I know you can guess what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. But there's just too much reverb on everything. There's too much reverb. You just got to be a little bit more decisive about the reverb. I like the ambience. I think keep the ambience, reduce the reverb, find a way to have that ambience without having too much reverb. It's a great record, bro. It's an amazing song. So all you got to do is fix the mix. That's it. Right now, it just feels a bit overworked. It feels a bit wet. It feels a bit lost. It needs a bit more direction. So my advice would be do a save as, take off all the plugins, and go from the ground up. Have an idea in mind, have a few references. It's a smash hit, bro. Love it. Great track. Next, we've got Lucid Control by Muji.
Known as a hypnotic induction involving a series of preliminary instructions and suggestions. The use of hypnotism for therapeutic purposes is referred to as hypnotherapy.
I just want to start by saying has a lot of identity. I love that. Like without that bell sound, it would be like, okay, do you know what I mean? But you've done this epic intro, you've put this awesome vocal in, you've really led the listener to this part. And then this bell part is really unique. Like it's something different, do you know what I mean? But it sounds amazing. And listen, the mix needs a bit of work, but shit, like other than that, it's dope.
This is a state of human consciousness involving focused attention. Reduced peripheral awareness and an enhanced capacity to respond to suggestion.
Okay, a couple of things. Just they need those bells need just a little more space here. Just a little more space here, and then just when everything comes back in here, just that, bro. The mix is not there. It's like everything's pushed a little too hard, and it just feels like muddy. You know what I mean? But the song is wicked. You're missing a bit of call and response here, I think. Dun 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 dun. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 bam 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 bam. You know what I mean? Like there's just you're missing a little bit of like put some stuff in the space and create this call and response. So maybe one time it's a tom, the next time it's like a bada 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 bada. The flute comes in over the top, and I don't think the flute needs to come in over the top because it's just kind of taking away from how great this lead is. And then the last time around, dun 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 dun, you need to just conclude the chords. Do you know what I mean? But like, bro, other than that, it's amazing. And then a good mix. You know, just it's almost there, bro. It's like almost there. That's sick. All right, this is Crash 3 Lungs Remix.
If we're gonna crash, hit the gas, fucking gun. If we're going too fast, make sure the impact kills me. I don't wanna remember what I had. If you don't wanna keep me crashed, touch me and tell me to put my head back in slow. That would save me. Please don't let me remember what we had. If you don't wanna keep me, wanna keep me, you don't wanna keep me, don't let me remember what we had. If you don't wanna keep me, wanna keep me, you don't wanna keep me, please don't let me remember what we had. If you don't wanna keep me. the impact kills me. I don't wanna remember what I had. If you don't wanna keep me, crash, touch me and tell me to put my head back. It's though that would save me. Please don't let me remember what we had. If you don't wanna keep me going too fast.
Make sure the impact kills me. If you don't wanna keep me,
Gas, 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 gas.
make sure the impact kills me.
The impact, crash, 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 crash.
If you don't wanna keep me, wanna keep me, wanna keep me, wanna keep me. But if you don't wanna keep me,
Crash, we're not gonna drive us crazy. My soul just saying you crazy. What no one would say. I gotta crash, going too fast.
Okay, bro, this is amazing. But you know what? It's like there's so much energy in the track. I need some more moments where you just take it away from me for a second. So just like in here in this section, like just give me a little respite from all the like the energy, and then a few more amen breaks, and that's it, bro. It's amazing. It's a banger. But I just need you to push and pull like the energy. So give me a moment that's maybe more reverbed and more relaxed and doesn't have like the hard drums and the hard bass in it, or has like a low pass filtered version of that. Do you know what I mean? And then bring me back into it, because otherwise it gets very fatiguing very quickly. Like by this point, I'm like, oh, I'm running out of gas. I'm running, you know what I mean? So it's just like, but it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Dude, thank you so much for submitting that. And thank you to everyone for submitting their incredible tracks during this live stream. Guys, don't forget to join the best WhatsApp group in the world. If you're a music producer, I only accept people into the WhatsApp group during the live stream. I left a link in the chat right now. This is your only opportunity during the live stream to join the WhatsApp group. So make sure that you do. All right, guys, this has been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to share the top picks playlist with you in the chat right now. So make sure you